Have you ever sat down to start your workday, fully intending to check off every item on your to-do list, only to end the day feeling like you've accomplished nothing? Your mind races with unfinished tasks, your body feels tense, and the overwhelm is real. Here's the thing. What you're experiencing might not just be procrastination. It might be anxiety quietly sabotaging your productivity. And today, we're going to talk about why that happens and, more importantly, what you can do about it. Hi, and if you've ever struggled to stay productive, even when you have all the motivation in the world, anxiety could be the culprit. Anxiety doesn't just make you feel stressed. It can infiltrate every part of your life, especially when it comes to getting things done. Today, we're going to dive into how anxiety impacts your daily productivity, from the subtle ways it affects your focus to the major roadblocks it can create. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand the connection between anxiety and productivity, but also leave with actionable tips to regain control of your workday. Let's get started. 1. What does anxiety have to do with productivity? First, let's break down the connection between anxiety and productivity. At its core, anxiety is your body's response to stress or perceived danger. When you're anxious, your brain becomes hyper-alert, constantly scanning for threats, even when there aren't any real dangers present. This can make it incredibly hard to focus on the task at hand. Instead of directing your mental energy towards your work, anxiety forces you to juggle dozens of unnecessary what-if scenarios. And that's where productivity goes down the drain. Imagine trying to write an important report while simultaneously worrying about missing a deadline, making a mistake, or not being good enough to finish the task. It's exhausting, and it's a cycle that many people get trapped in. 2. The physical impact of anxiety on productivity. Anxiety doesn't just live in your mind, it also shows up in your body, and that can severely hinder your ability to stay productive. 1. Fatigue. One of the most common physical symptoms of anxiety is fatigue. Constant worry drains your mental energy and leaves you feeling tired even before the day begins. You might start off your workday with every intention to be productive, but by midday, you feel like you've hit a wall. 2. Muscle tension and headaches. Ever feel that tightness in your shoulders or the dull throb of a headache after a long day? That's anxiety manifesting physically. When your muscles are constantly tensed due to stress, it can lead to discomfort, making it hard to focus on work. Plus, headaches only make concentration even more challenging. 3. Insomnia. When anxiety keeps your mind racing at night, it becomes nearly impossible to get a good night's sleep. And as we all know, lack of sleep equals lower productivity. It's a vicious cycle. Anxiety disrupts your sleep, which leads to fatigue, and fatigue worsens your anxiety. 4. Digestive issues. Anxiety can also affect your digestive system, causing issues like nausea, upset stomach, or even a loss of appetite. It's hard to be productive when you're distracted by physical discomfort. 3. Cognitive overload. How anxiety makes focus difficult. Let's talk about cognitive overload. When you're anxious, your brain is overloaded with too much information. It's constantly trying to process and anticipate multiple potential outcomes. This noise in your mind makes it extremely hard to concentrate on the task in front of you. Here's how it plays out in daily life. 1. Procrastination. Anxiety often leads to procrastination. The fear of failure or making a mistake can paralyze you. You might find yourself putting off tasks that seem daunting or stressful. This avoidance only increases your anxiety, as you're constantly reminded of what you should be doing. 2. Perfectionism. Anxiety and perfectionism go hand in hand. When you're anxious, you feel the pressure to do everything perfectly. This mindset leads to overanalyzing every small detail, which can slow down your productivity significantly. You might spend hours tweaking a project instead of finishing it because you're worried it's not good enough. 3. Indecisiveness. Anxiety can also make decision-making difficult. Even small choices can feel overwhelming. This constant second-guessing wastes time and makes it harder to move forward with your work. 4. Mental fog. Anxiety can cause something called mental fog. This is when your mind feels scattered and you can't think clearly. You might forget important details, struggle to organize your thoughts, or find it difficult to prioritize tasks. It's like trying to think through a thick cloud. 4. How anxiety causes burnout. One of the most serious ways anxiety impacts productivity is by leading to burnout. When you're constantly stressed, your body and mind don't get the chance to recharge. You push yourself harder and harder to compensate for the time lost due to anxiety, which eventually leads to complete exhaustion. Burnout is more than just feeling tired. It's a state of emotional, mental, and physical exhaustion that leaves you unable to perform at your best. Once you hit burnout, your productivity plummets, and it can take a long time to recover. 5. Tips for managing anxiety and boosting productivity. So how can you manage anxiety and prevent it from derailing your productivity? Let's go over some practical tips that you can start implementing right away. 1. Time blocking. One effective method is time blocking. Break your workday into specific blocks of time and dedicate each block to a particular task. This helps you stay focused and reduces the anxiety of juggling multiple tasks at once. During these blocks, commit to fully focusing on the task at hand and give yourself permission to relax in between. 2. Set realistic goals. When you're anxious, it's easy to fall into the trap of setting unrealistic expectations for yourself. Break large tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. This makes the workload feel less overwhelming and gives you a sense of accomplishment as you check things off your list. 3. Prioritize self-care. Remember, productivity isn't just about getting work done. It's also about taking care of yourself. Make time for activities that help you relax and recharge, whether it's exercise, meditation, or simply stepping away from your work to clear your head. This will help reduce anxiety in the long run and improve your focus. 4. Use the 2-minute rule. One way to combat procrastination is by using the 2-minute rule. If a task will take less than 2 minutes to complete, do it immediately. This helps prevent small tasks from piling up and reduces the anxiety of having an ever-growing to-do list. 5. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is a powerful tool for managing anxiety. Take a few minutes throughout your day to practice deep breathing or meditation. Focus on the present moment and gently push aside any anxious thoughts that creep in. Over time, this practice can help calm your mind and make it easier to concentrate. 6. Limit multitasking. Multitasking might seem like a way to get more done, but in reality, it often leads to mistakes and increased anxiety. Try to focus on one task at a time. This will improve the quality of your work and reduce the cognitive overload that comes with juggling too many tasks at once. 7. Create a calm workspace. Your physical environment can greatly impact your anxiety levels. If your workspace is cluttered or chaotic, it can make it harder to focus. Take a few minutes at the start of your day to organize your desk. Add elements that help you feel calm, like plants, natural light, or soothing music. 6. When to seek help. While these strategies can be incredibly helpful, sometimes anxiety becomes overwhelming and starts to significantly impact your life. If you find that your productivity and mental health are suffering despite your best efforts, it may be time to seek professional help. Speaking with a therapist or counselor can help you address the root causes of your anxiety and provide you with more personalized coping strategies. Take back control of your productivity. Anxiety can feel like an invisible force working against you, quietly disrupting your ability to stay productive. But by understanding how it affects you and implementing strategies to manage it, you can regain control. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about progress. Take small steps to address your anxiety, and over time, you'll see improvements in both your mental well-being and your productivity. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share this with someone who might need it. Let's tackle anxiety and take back control of our productivity together.